Well, hello, beautiful spirit. Yes, come through. Welcome to Come Through. I am Nadira Lug, your clarity queen, here to bring you all things related to clarity. And so today, I want to just start with Happy New Year. We made it. Yes. Yes, we did. We made it. And so we left 2024 and all the things that we had to grow, learn from, accomplish, whether it was a challenge, whether it was an obstacle, it didn't matter. We made it. And now we have ushered into January 1st, 2025. And my motto and the theme of my party, Come Through Soiree, that happened Monday on the 30th in the in the new moon of Capricorn, is We Thrive in 2025. And so, my beautiful spirit, you must embrace that, and know that in 2025, we thrive. Yes, come through. Okay. And so today I'm doing a segment that was requested by several people that I need to stop playing and come back over here and go back to my clarity reports. And so I am here today to bring forth lots and lots and lots of clarity, as well as give some updates, life updates, because life be happening, life be lifing. And so I'm so grateful to be a part of this. And if you are new to this podcast, because yes, I am now podcasting, by all means, hit the subscribe button and be alert of when I do other topics as I'm flowing to bring more clarity throughout the year. Yeah, so without further ado, this message is for you as I bring about the clarity report on how to best work with the new moon of Capricorn. Yes, but not only just that, because we're going to work with this new moon energy into the next moon cycle, but not just that. This is your New Year's Eve. Oh, Lord, see, I'm still in the celebratory mode. This is your New Year's Day clarity report. Come through. Lots of champagne last night. Shout out to Miss Natalie for that. All right, come through. And as always, we begin with the tarot first. And so, first up, this is very interesting. I said, okay. New year, new you. It's okay. Let me preface with that. New year, new you. It's all right. We got this. First card up was Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords. Now, this time it came up sideways, and I always honor the placement of the cards. The placement of the cards is very important because this, for me, shows me that we are at a pivotal point and choices need to be made. Why? Because it can go either way. Now, the crazy part about a Nine of Swords, when it's upright, it's talking about mental anguish, sleepless nights, worry, concern. Matter of fact, some of the key word is or are mental anguish, psychological trauma, lost hope or love, dark thoughts, anxiety, fear, nightmares, insomnia, worry, and no. And no. Now, when it's in reverse, we have emotional anguish. We have regret, emotional baggage, past life trauma to heal, guilt, intense feelings, unresolved issues, and once again, the word no. So, number 9 in numerology is the wrapping up, it's a completion, all right? And this is very poetic because we just completed a cycle of a year by leaving behind 2024 and now walking in with grace, honor, dignity into 2025. Remember, we thrive in 2025. But one of the things that need to be brought to our attention is the fact that life is lifing. And with that, a lot of emotional baggage, concerns about issues that were brought to your attention in 2024 are now at a pivotal moment of crossing over to 2025. Now, the next card, the underneath the deck, so a lot of air energy. A lot of air energy. We got five of swords. Five of swords. Now, even though this reading, this clarity report is done on behalf of the how to work with the new moon in Capricorn, we are currently, as I am filming this on the 1st of January, we are currently in the moon cycle of Aquarius, okay? And so anytime we're dealing, remember, anytime we're dealing with the moon cycle, we're dealing with emotions, intuitive, psychic feelings, sensitivities, things of that magnitude. And so, with the five of swords, it's not by the rules. And some of the words that are associated with five of swords is or are hostility, defeat, conflict, self-sacrificing, plot twists, abusive. There's even a knife. If you can see, I'm going to put this close up. If you can see, there's a knife behind the gentleman's back. I don't even know if you call him a gentleman, but the man's back. He's holding in one hand and presenting flowers, yet and still there's an alternative, ulterior motive, and there is a knife. So significant with backstabbing, conflict, fighting. And let's say this, back and forth during these moments, we're with family. A lot of times we are traveling with family from Christmas, from all the way to New Year's, to Kwanzaa, Happy Kwanzaa, and Hanukkah. The point of the matter is, depending on what you were celebrating throughout these holidays, family dynamics came together, friends came together, work relationships came together, Christmas holiday Christmas parties, like who got drunk this year at the company Christmas party. And because of a lot of times there's a liberation because we've been drinking, we've been adulting. So whether or not we've been in the cocktails and the champagne or the bottles were popping all around, as we know to be true, a lot of times when people have indulged, their innermost truth comes out. They call it liquid courage. And so the things that they've held back for could be in 3, 6, or a whole year. Now this is the day and the time since you're in my face. Now I want to talk about how in 1992 you stole my Cabbage Patch Kid when I was 8 years old, and I'm mad about that. Now I'm just giving an exaggerated example of what I'm talking about, but this is exactly what can dwell in the body, create anxiety, and then when someone finds a out to express that kind of issue, concern. I've even experienced it myself with a person. Thought we were cool. I asked a question, and I guess from the response of the question, it was taken in the wrong way. Now, because I'm a firm believer in sometimes text, because it started with a text message. And I'm a firm believer that a lot of times mixed messages can happen when we're in texting, in the process of texting. Now, keep this in mind. We are out of Mercury retrograde, but we still have retrograde planets out here because I am an astrologer and I truly do believe that these luminaries, these stars, the structure of what's going on, remember, universal energy is real, does play a part on some people in handling their emotional side. And so, because of that, I quickly uh, did a voice text so she can hear inflections and hear my voice. Even if she didn't pick up, I wanted to make sure she understood that my intention was genuinely pure, and not versus a slight in some way, if that was how she took my asking of a question. Now, the end result has been she hasn't called me back, she hasn't texted me back, and to be honest, that's okay as well, my dear. I'm also a firm believer that with 2024, when conflicts have shown up between individuals with people, it's okay to recognize that if there is hurt, honor that. If you feel you've been wronged in some way, that's okay too. But also know, please take some time in reflection, even though we're in all these retrogrades with it when it comes to Jupiter and Uranus and all these other massive planets, and Jupiter being most important because it's all about expansion. So again, things that could be very small and minute can expand to something bigger than you thought it would have been to the next person, or to even for you. But if that is the case, remember, also, retrogrades are the seasons of So it's a season of reevaluating, redoing, rethinking, resolving, all things beginning with rest, but it's a reawakening of things. And sometimes there is a um, revelation of some sorts. And so you take the information that is given to you about the truth of your dynamic situation, or what are the parameters of your relationship. And it's okay to think about whether or not this is a person that you want in your space and in your place as you usher in and welcome this new year. Remember, new moon provides an opportunity for new opportunities, new behaviors, um, things to do, new projects, just new energy surging around you. And so instead of making excuses, if that is a habit of the past, it's not about making excuses about a person's behavior. I will not, I choose to accept what was given to me from that person because it was genuine. Whether or not that person was going through something, that is fine. I send out love, care, and hopes and wishes and prayers that whatever she's going through, she definitely conquers it and achieves more in her life. But from that result of not hearing back from her, I've also am in the space of liberation, because that is my word in this cycle of my life. Liberation, my dear. I left acceptance in 2024 and ushered in liberation. So if that space or place has been liberated from my space and place with her not speaking to me, that is fine as well. I yield, I flow with life. And my dear, I suggest you do the same. So, Spirit is giving a download that right now, with mental anguish, emotional anguish, worry, concern, fear, these things that was introduced in 2024, a choice needs to be made. Remember, we all have choices. A choice need to be made. You can sit here in a hostile environment around hostile people while they're doing hostile things, creating conflict or practicing abusive behaviors, whether it's verbal, physical, mental, or emotional. Or you can choose to do something else and accept 2025 as your space and your place for newness, working with this wonderful planet of Capricorn. And just to give you some insight, the the sign of Capricorn rules the 10th house, okay? So it's not only ruled by the 10th house or governs the 10th house, it's ruled by the planet of Saturn. And so I bring this up because Saturn is known in astrology as the father figure of the stars, the planets, the luminaries. It brings about a reflection on where you stand with authority. It's it Saturn rules karma, it rules time, it rules restrictions, it rules limitations. Okay? And so when Capricorn shows up, there is a lesson to be learned, and Saturn is a very hard, strict teacher. It's known as the teacher planet. Okay, it comes with hard lessons to learn. And so sometimes people may have issues with the directness that Capricorn comes with, but in all honesty, my dear, it's only for the best and highest good of your evolution. And so going back to what I was talking about with the 10th house of it governing 10th house, 10th house represents career, finance, your persona, your status, your public status, career status in life. And so it's associated with your position in life, your money, your finances. It is a wonderful earth energy. And because it's a cardinal energy, that means that it's fierce. It's a self-starter. It's a motivator to get shit done. It's like seriously, it comes with a harshness. Now, some people may be sensitive to the harshness of how these lessons had to come to us. Maybe there were some words exchanged. Maybe it even got physical and there were some blows said and it struck the ego, it struck something. Or it was so devastating in the lesson that tears flowed, or it did awaken some kind of worry. I'm here to let you know that with cycles, everything does change. One thing that is consistent is change, my dear. And so, with learning how to deal with the change and flow with universal energy, it allows us to take in what we had to learn from that harsh lesson, apply it to our wheelhouse, our database, our lessons learned, so we know how to identify what to look for, or we see similar signs in the future or even in our present moment. It just makes us smarter. It just makes us smarter, and we become wiser when we apply what we've learned from that lesson to avoid a similar situation. That is wisdom. And so, if when we are able to accept that kind of lesson, I promise you, it brings about, again, an awakening, an evolution. It makes you more able and adaptable to people's personalities, behaviors, or whatever. And if you find yourself having a hard time learning these lessons, or finding yourself being physically, mentally, emotionally focused and more so like the after effects of it, then it's time to evaluate why is it taking such an effect on you. And if that's the case, then it's time to do some self-soothing and some self-analysis, which is why we have retrogrades. It's the season of reflection as to why you will want to allow someone to have that kind of power over you, your life, your behavior, your habits, your happiness. It's time to liberate yourself, my dear. Yes. It's time to liberate yourself. And if need be, make a choice of how you want to um, have relationships with people, whether they're your personal, your business, it doesn't matter. Your significant other, your children, it is time for reflection of what you want in 2025. Because if what you've been doing has not been working and it's causing you headaches, anxiety, fears, insomnia, it is time to do something else, my dear. It really, really, really is. It really is. Okay, moving on. And so we have the next card, and once again, here we go, talking about the 10th house. I thought that was very poetic. We have parents. Changes are taking place with a parent or parental figure. Reach out and offer your support, as well as knowing that with the holiday seasons, yes, we are now um, dealing with parental health or changes going on. And let me take this moment right now as one who still have moments. I have waves, emotional waves with the earthly transition of my dear mother. For those beautiful spirits who are out here listening to me who have lost a loved one, a parent, my heart is sending out much love to you as I understand the sensitivity of that. But please be aware, my dear, they are with us always. The energy is still there. The memories are still there. The love, the wisdom, whatever your relationship dynamic, if it was in the positive, most positive way, my dear, they are with us. The loss of a significant other, if it's not even a parental unit, just know whoever is dealing with the transition of a loved one, you are not alone, my dear. It's all right. It is all right. Just proceed with grace and mercy on your healing. It takes time. Cry when the necessary need to cry happens. Laugh when the necessary need of time to laugh comes, and it will. You'll just find yourself laughing for no reason because you had a flashback about a funny incident that happened with that loved one. Embrace that, my dear. Laugh, cry, go through whatever needs to go through, but also know it's about change. And versus staying in that state, know if it's bringing you too low in frequency and energy and vibration that you're not no longer sleeping, you're scared, you're worried, and all this other stuff. And these lower frequency are vibrations and feelings are happening to you. Know that it's time to shift, and the easiest thing for you to do is to go find something funny to watch, eat a piece of chocolate, and go find you something to watch that brings smile, happiness, or happy music into your life, my dear. Raise the vibration. But anyway, going back to the 10th house. 10th house also is about our parents. Remember, authoritative figures, authority figures. And parents are our first, when we enter into this world, they are our first authority figure. They tell us what to do, what not to do, what to eat, what not to eat. They tell us how to speak to people. They give us every first lesson out here in this world. And so, with that, again, changes are taking place with a parent or parental figure. Reach out and offer your support, wherever the change may be. Again, 2025, we embrace and adapt. And even if it's the love of a significant other or a loved one that are in the process of making their transition, by all means, offer your love and your support in their time and hour of what you can provide for them, knowing that, again, energy is real. We're blessed for the moment in the present. And when the time comes of a transition, we honor the love that was given to us. We say what we need to say, and then we find ways to communicate with them afterwards because it's just a new way of communicating with them. The communication never has to end. You just have to figure out a different way to communicate. And if you need help with that, I can help you with that. Holla at your girl. I'm your Clarity Queen, and I can be reached as always at yourclarityqueen.com, my dear. Yes, moving on. Underneath the deck, we have Leo. Leo, express yourself. Express yourself. I like that. Leo, magical creative energy is all around you. Lap up the praise and attention. You deserve it. Magical creative energy is all around you. Lap up the praise and attention. You deserve it. If, my dear, you are so busy in this mental anguish or concern about conflicts between people, Know this, when you shift your energy and you stay in that energy, you're muting your creative energy. And so it's time to switch gears. If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired with that same rhetoric that's going on between the people who, even though you've evolved or you've changed and they still speak in that same language, it is time for you to accept it's time to be creative about your own energy and protection. And again, evaluate um, a need of, do you want to stay in this same stagnant conversation, conflict with this person or persons, or do you choose to do something else and focus on the best of you to thrive? These people that have conflict with are going to still be doing the same shit, talking the same words to the same people in different states and areas or whatever, because that's what they choose to do. And one thing that must be learned in this life is you are only in charge of your actions and reactions. What they do, you have no control over it. It is not your job to control what they're doing or police what they're doing. They're going to keep doing what they're doing. But what are you doing? That is the question that needs to be asked. And also, how are you accountable for what the situation is? Again, season of time to go within to figure out whether or not you're ready to remedy the situation, come up with some resolutions, or again, make a decision. I'm good. 2025, I thrive. And if you not on this train of thriving, bye. I got my ticket. I'm gone. And rock and roll with that. And that's all good. It's honest. It's true to you and your nature. And it's all right. And hear me when I say, me being the teacher have also gone through that as well. So hear me when I say this is not coming from a place of I'm just pulling stuff out of the air. It's because I had to do the same work and the same play. And it's all right. It's all right with me. Yes, come through. Come through. That was some clarity drop right there. Yes, come through. All right. And so moving on, I have 75 mentor. You are about to meet a person of high integrity who will guide you in the right direction. A lot of times when there are feelings of hurt, pain, and isolation and loneliness, there seems to be moments where you just feel like I don't need to talk to nobody about this. I'll just deal with it on my own. It's my issue, it's my problem. But hear me when I say it makes a difference when you can talk to someone who has the tools, who have the tools to walk you through to a more successful result. And that is the truth of the matter. There are reasons why there are hotlines out here. Holidays is also one of the most poignant times where people are dealing with higher numbers in suicides, deaths, mournings. Please, please utilize resources out here to help talk things out. Please. Now, I'm still, because this is what I do. Once again, you need coaching? I can help you with that. That's what I'm here for. You know I got it. That's what I'm here for. And so the reason I say that is because know this, even coaches need coaching. I have a coach. And so the reason why, again, I have these moments of clarity and things that I had to work through is because I had to go to another person who can help guide me to utilize the tools that I've known or to get some confirmation of what path I need to take in my clarity. I feel so light today because, and I don't know if you can see it in my face. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice. I don't know if you can hear it and feel it in a frequency. my remember I said my word was liberation. It was because I did a 8-hour breakthrough session. What is a breakthrough session? Just think of it as a 8-hour therapeutic session with my coach. And one of the things that was just so profound was the lightness of everything that I was holding. Remember, I had a revelation. I had my aha moment, but I had already set the intention that all the things that were left over residuals of holding me down, whether it was dealing with again, on and off grief of my mom or issues with my stepfather, still not speaking, but I have a healthy way of now continually knowing that I have a healthy way of dealing with that because I still send out love and I send out prayers on his behalf and his healing. Now, whether or not he's receiving that or feel that energy, that's not my job. That's not my concern. And if it's not your genius, it's not your job. All I can do is set the intention of my positive energy, my love, my prayers on his healing, that he is all right, he is safe, and he is sound, and let go. I am not in charge of karma. I am not in charge of drama. I am not in charge of vindictiveness. I am not in charge of any of those things. I am a firm believer of God, and I am a firm believer in karma. And I am definitely a believer of universal energy. And I know that God has a way of handling things, or karma has a way of handling things that are not my concern of how it's handled. I've done my due diligence that brings me peace and to let it go so that I do feel lighter. And again, the list goes on and I'm so shout out to my coach Paula. God bless her sweet soul because a lot of things as I already knew, but it wasn't until I had to have a objective person stepping outside who don't know your personal situation to make the connection of how childhood behaviors or programming do affect your life. And so be aware that we are always in this space and place of, again, evolution. The things that we believed in 5 years ago, 10 years ago, hell, even 5 days or 5 minutes ago can be totally different than in the space and the place that you are in this present moment. But until you know how to receive it, feel it, understand it, know and accept it, can you be free? And my dear, that was the freedom that I love. So please, please, please know that in life flow, there's a mentor for you. There is a support system for you. I, again, am volunteering that for all purposes. Reach out if you need help with that. Or again, you find yourself just wanted to stay neutral and go to these many hotlines and things like that. That's fine too, but find a mentor. Spirit is putting out here in my heart to deliver. Find a mentor that is suitable for you, my dear, for your best and highest good as you thrive in 2025. Come through. Up and underneath the deck, what do we have? We have 50, no, what is this? 34 source. Come through. Speaking of source, speaking of God, come on here. Your connection to source is the light and love that shines through you and leads the way. Your connection to source is the light and love that shines through you and leads the way. I love that. Very poetic. One thing I have learned about universal and speaking of this, I talked about this topic when I did my soiree, my come through soiree. And you know what? Okay, hold on. I'm shifting here, but I definitely have to do this. Shout out for to all the attendees that came and partied with me, that came and did the book site, bought books. I'm so proud. Bought books. Remember, hey, God is good, man. I gotta give praise when I can. God is good, but working with this universal energy, it comes through every single time. So if you haven't received your book, please know I'll leave a link down below. And it comes with please keep continue to support. I'm so grateful that we're still a part of the bestsellers list and international bestsellers. This is what the book looks like. And again, but I'm grateful that people came, they bought gifts. Troy and I were able to do a book signing of those who came and attended, but also I was able to share with others about universal energy and how it brings a connectedness to source, spirit. This is one of the blessings that come with when you're connected or understand how universal energy works and its ebbs and flows of life. It is such a peaceful connection to be aware that when you surrender to your faith, your belief system, and you trust the process, it works out a lot better to accept why people behavior may change towards you. It helps you to understand that very poetic um rejection, it's God's protection. I actually got that from Jason. I can't think of his last name. Very famous the Jason Lee. That's it, Jason Lee. He said that, and I found it to be so very poetic. And I live by that, and I believe that. I really, 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 truly believe that. Sometimes hearing a no is the best thing in your life. I had to accept that people, just like this current incident that just happened, if I'm never to hear from that young lady ever again, I am at peace knowing that it is obvious for a reason. If I do hear from her again, it's okay too. I've mastered flowing in this life, and I'm still growing on how to work with the flow of nature. When things get disrupted, and because a lot of people sometimes can get discombobulated when you had a structured schedule in your mind, and that actually happened too during the soiree. I had an itinerary. Did everything flow by the timeline of the itinerary? No, it did not. And I had to make some changes. I was able to sing my song LOVE live, but I didn't get a chance to sing What a Wonderful World at the end. But am I upset about that? No. I flowed for what was needed at that moment, and it still wound up being the most successful, uplifting, inspiring, um, event that I could throw. And I was so happy with the vendors. I was so happy with, shout out to Miss Kathy, Miss Cheryl, shout out to DJG, who's on the ones and twos playing music. And for those beautiful spirits like Key and Theodore that showed up and showed out to help me in my hour of need to keep things moving and grooving while I was taking care of other tasks, and Mr. Sam for coming in to help me lift boxes and help Troy deliver the food out of the from the car, transport from the car to the event. And honey, we had a spread. It was so good. So Troy's salmon once again was number one on the list of things to eat. And I'm glad everyone enjoyed the meal that was provided. And it was a healthy, we had organic wines, pouring, libation. We had shrimp cocktail and baked salmon and kale salad made with papaya and mango. And it was just a wonderful occasion. And I'm so grateful that I was able to share the experience with the people. But again, I bring all of that to say, because I digress. That's that Gemini coming through. But I digress. But it goes back again. My trust in source leads me to know when's my next step. And again, if you're having issues with that, you know what? And this is the perfect time to bring this up. If you're having issues with the connectedness of universal energy, how to work with it, how to work with what is provided in the flow of things, if you find yourself so scattered out here that you're having a hard time sleeping, anxiety, worries, fears, if you feel like there is some kind of notion that it's them versus you, then my dear, it is time to get serious about your health. your energy. It's time to do energy fitness for you because one common denominator in all of this feeling this is the benefit of you, your self-care, my dear. And if this is an ongoing situation of being in conflict or feeling like you're consistently worried and living in fear, then my dear, it is time to make a choice if you want to continue on. This is a wonderful segue to mention my course. Mention my course. So this is another update. I've been putting out there online as well that I am doing an 8-week course called the Come Through Clarity course. And one of the things that is happening is that we will learn energy fitness. Seriously. The things I will be teaching is to help in the benefit of health, my dear, physical, mental, emotional, um, whatever the case, financial. I love the fact that my guides have been speaking to me. I love the fact that I've been listening and tuning in to whatever source wants me to know and deliver. And I'm so grateful that it took time to get that. But one of the things that is very important to me is the practice of it. You have to stay consistent. And so one of the things is if you cannot identify what needs to be done to raise your alignment, to raise the energy of harmony, to flow with universal life, you are stuck in the same cycle of what can be considered negative routine, then my dear, it is time to do something different. And so my 8-week course will allow you to again, it's energy fitness. So whether that is going to include learning about how to navigate, how to identify, meditation. We're going to cover a lot of things. And so please be on the lookout. I'll also put some information down below about that as well. I'm running a sale right now because of the new year, and the promo code is 2024 New Year, and it's providing 40% off currently right now. I've got it running to the first. So today before it switches. And so please use the promo code 2024 New Year to get the 40% off. And again, come through. If nothing else, my dear, in this learning and evolving that we will do together, know that I come with entertainment. So if nothing else, my dear, you will evolve, you will expand, and you will be entertained, my dear. Yes, while doing it for the betterment of you. I'm winning. I can honestly and with grace and compassion say I am in my winning season, my dear. It took some time to get here, but damn it, I'm here. And my love, my want, my my energy is to send out that and reassure you that guess what? I want you to win too. So again, choices to be made for 2025. That's just on the table as an option. I digress as I went into there, but hey, Spirit gave me a nudge to mention that, and so I must mention that. And so, just like I said, I'll leave all the information down below. But I got you. Come through, and let's do this course together. Together. All right. So, oh, and for those who did attend the soiree, if you got pictures and videos and all kinds of stuff, holla at your girl, send them to me. I would love to see them as well as post them. So I know a lot of times it takes a community. Remember that. I know that for sure. Let's see, what else? And for those who bought books, those like it's all coming together. For those who bought books, I will be sending out those exclusive videos for you by Friday. So that was a part of the bundle. You got an exclusive video. But I'll be sending those out by Friday. Life is lifing, and I've been celebrating. I had a lot to celebrate in gratitude for this wonderful year of growth. And so it's all good. We're gonna keep it flowing. Now, I also have this. I remember Capricorn. In 10th house is about career finance. So I pulled out the career finance cards. Why? Because we need to know what's going on and how, again, to best work with this wonderful new moon energy. It's a start. It's a new start. New moon energy is a new start. It's a reset. That's another reset. So come through. It's the perfect time to start something new, trust in something new, do something new. And we have unfulfilled. So once again, here we go with this. I'm getting more details as to why there is more anguish, more worry, more concerns or fears or dark thoughts. Unfulfilled. Number one, you can have an emotional attachment to a job that is no longer serving you. So that can cause a lot of psychological, emotional, down energy. Yes, it does. And anguish. It does. When you are in a career or job that you don't find that you love, then it does feel like you're just in a daze as a zombie, helping to make somebody else money when you're not being fulfilled in your happiness. Number two, explore your wants and needs and consider a change. Explore your wants and needs and consider a change. And number three, you're unhappy with your income, but too scared to make any changes. Wow, that was very profound. You're unhappy with your income, but too scared to make any changes. My dear, my dear. So, beautiful spirit. One thing that we know, and what I've consistently said on several one of these videos, is change is consistent. It's gonna look, that's the number one constant, change. And so no one can do the work for you. If you're unhappy with a situation, unfortunately, you will be placed in a situation where you will have to make a decision. Now, a part of making a decision is you could be very strategic with that decision. If you're unfulfilled with a job, well, what is your passion? Do you even know what your passion is? Do you know what your gifts are? Do you know what your talents are? What comes with such natural capability that you have, that it's just it's amazing, because you can put that to work to make some money, my dear. Now, um, am I saying it's time for you to quit your job? Hell no, that is not what I am saying. So I need to make sure you hear me clear and concise. But what I will say is there is time for some changes. So whether that means that some time need to be invested in pursuing what you really want to do, does that mean taking a class that you've been interested in taking? Does that mean to get some kind of certification, a new kind of certification? Then it's time to do that as well. I myself am taking, again, the teacher, the coach consistently learns. I am taking classes, and I love, but I know that I take classes and certifications to receive certifications and what interests me. I build my portfolio, I build my resume due to the fact that I know this is what I love to do. I want to expand on that, and then that blesses me to provide more tools in my tool belt to help others. And so I say that for you as well. Is it time to take those classes that you've been putting off? Is it time to stay up a little bit longer and work on those projects that been pushed to the side because you felt like no one was going to listen to it or look at it or support it? Hear me when I say there is an audience for you. And people are waiting for you to be the inventor. We remember we are in the moon of Aquarius, and Aquarius is known as the innovator. It is time to be innovative and create, my dear. Utilize the hard-working Capricorn new moon energy to start that project to work on what you want to see your career to be. It's time. You can continue to make money for making somebody else that money, or you can go ahead and take some time to focus on your goals and aspirations and create the creation you know you have within you. And just be strategic in how you achieve that, my dear. It's all right. But the time span of being unfulfilled, that's not it. That ain't the joy. That ain't That ain't the lick. That's not what's up. It's just not. Find your bliss. You need to know and seek and know what your bliss is. Okay? And to break the cycle of this. Remember, 2025 got to be something else. We got to thrive, okay? And underneath the deck, we have transporter. Transporter. Let's go deep with that. So I'm seeing traveling already all throughout this thing, because this unfulfilled looks like the same as Nine of Swords. Look at it. It has the same energy. It has the same notes. It has the same message. Even in the picture. Good Lord. Depression is real up into in these photos. Whoo, Lord. All right, so transporter, number one. This card is a good indicator that things will start moving for you rather quickly. This card is a good indicator that things will start moving for you rather quickly, probably because you're watching this podcast. And now you've gotten my motivating energy out here in your spirit. And now it's time to move things around and embrace change. Come through. I receive that. I'm giving that out and I receive that. Come through. A career in transportation, such as travel, driving, or shipping, could appeal to you. A career in transportation, such as travel, driving, or shipping, could appeal to you. And number three, you could travel for work, or perhaps you need to take action on a financial matter. You could travel for work, or perhaps you need to take action on a financial matter. All right. So again, I'm embracing that this is an indicator that things will start moving for you rather quickly. I also see travel for work. I'm embracing that as well with travel for work. Hey, it is what it is. And a part of my life is also networking and talking and traveling and meeting people and checking in with people and things of that magnitude. And sometimes you have to create the career that you want. And so I was blessed to be able to do that in creating in what I saw from myself and still creating. And so with that evolution of knowing what I want, because again, I had to reevaluate my wants, my needs, what needed for my bliss. I send out loving energy that you do the same, my dear. And sometimes we need to have getaways. I'm seeing travel, I see a bag. Sometimes there is a need to step away from the hustle or bustle of what you've been committing yourself to for so long and get into a quiet space with a short trip somewhere. Could be short, could be long, just all about how you can situate it with your lifestyle. But it's something about being in the quiet or being in other places and spaces. I know when I go overseas and visit other countries that I'm very much inspired by what I see, what I eat, the people, the lifestyle, the cultures, the society, the way the neighborhoods are made. I mean, there's so much coming at me information wise that it inspires me to do something different or want to do something different or implement something in my life. And so this could be the message you need to receive, dear spirit. It's time to do a trip, short distance. Matter of fact, Jupiter in retrograde is actually in the sign of Gemini, and that is short distance travel. And so please keep that in mind if need be. If it means you need to get a getaway for that's 2 hours away from where you live, then do that. Do what you need to do, but it's time to find some time, quiet space, and a quiet place for you to reevaluate what do you want in 2025? Because the same stagnant stuff, this ain't it. You already know what it feels like. You already know what it looks like. You are experiencing it as it is right now. What do you want different? Go get some inspiration, all right? And lastly, because remember, we were talking about Saturn and Capricorn and numbers, the ruler of time and numbers. I got some number cards, all right? Angel numbers. And the first one up is 1, 2, 3, 4. I like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. A succession of numbers always means there's a step, a process being made. I like that. And so the message is good luck. And some of the key words that go along with it is spiritual spirit guides, progress, justice, structures, systems and structures. This is very poetic. We're talking about again. These are all characteristics of Saturn and Capricorn energy. Processes, conditioning, and rules. These, oh my God, this is all so Capricornish, Saturn, Centurion. Okay. You, my dear, are on the right track. Someone from the other side has your back. Come on here. Come on from the other side, spiritual guides, and encourages you to try your best. You will succeed. Observe your surroundings. I just got through talking about this. Observe your surroundings and communicate clearly. Be sure that everything will fall to pieces. Be sure that everything will fall to pieces. Let me rechange that because I know sometimes the verbiage on these cards, because from another country, can sometimes, but the point of the matter is everything will fall into place. How about that? Be assured that everything, thank you, Spirit, be assured that everything will fall into place. That's the message. Come on. So good luck on that one. And underneath the deck, we have 777. Have you been seeing synchronistic numbers of 1, 2, 3, 4, or maybe it's 5, 6, 7, 8, or 11, 12, 13? It doesn't matter. It's a session. And are you seeing a lot of sevens? 7, 7, 7, 7. Perseverance, change. That's 4 sevens. Change of perspective, reflection. Come on with the reflection. We need that with this season of inner strength, wisdom, and enlightenment. There's a need for a change of perspective on whatever has taken over you now. There is a need for change of perspective on whatever has taken over you now. If you want to succeed, you need to keep going down the road you on. Reach for the wisdom within, and then you'll just know what the right step, right next step is. So this is very much connected to this message. When you make one step, the next step will be shown to you. Actually, that was also the message that I talked about earlier with knowing my connectedness to source. I trust the process that as I make a step and I take a step forward, it it's like clockwork. I'm shown what's the next step to take. I'm shown or introduced to the person I'm supposed to meet. I'm placed in a space of meeting or networking with the next person that I'm supposed to meet in that next cycle that helps me to, again, expand, evolve, um, create. And so with me trusting that process, that is how man, 2024 was a humdinger for me for so many reasons. It was the blessing of, again, best-selling book, becoming a best-selling author, selling my planners, my weekly planners, selling shirts of my Clarity Queen shirts, selling just oh my goodness. There were so many blessings that happened. And it happened after a cycle that I had to go through and I had to withdraw. And again, it was because Spirit had been talking to me that it was time for me to be still. And I don't know how many people have experienced this, but there's something about that stillness. And it was also during the season of a Mercury retrograde. And matter of fact, a Mercury retrograde, and it was another retrograde, but it was a time for me to sit and reflect. There is power in that when you're so quiet that you're told what to do. And I felt that, I saw that, I heard that. I was using all my clears. So my clear sentient, my clear audience, all of that was lighting up like a Christmas tree. And I was getting downloads like nonstop. Stop, rewrite, redo, republish, remarket, and it was just like, okay, all right. This has to stop. Go get, and it was, I was being instructed and I followed where I was being led to go. And every time I got to a standstill of oh shoot, okay, well, I did that and I don't have my next step. I got quiet and I was shown where was my next step. I shared this story with you, my dear, just so you understand and can be aware of what it can look like for you. Now, you may experience it a totally different way. I don't know. But what I do know is, again, if you're having a hard time connecting to that inner source of your clairs, of hearing messages, feeling, knowing, seeing, if you're having issues with having clarity on your next move because you're having a hard time getting into that quiet space and that quietness, or constantly questioning versus trusting your process, or talking yourself out of situations or talking yourself into situations that mean no way or room for growth, then my dear, again, I'm going to go ahead and promote this one more time. I'm going to do something different. And again, my 8-week Come Through Clarity course may be the best thing for you to have, achieve, complete, and seriously learn to go with the flow of all things working with universal energy. It is a game changer. I know we see and hear from a lot of speakers and things like that, who people who are in this realm, and I'm very much respect that, talk about the bliss and the success rate of what it means to connect to universal energy. Hear me when I say the shit is real. Energy is real. Frequency is real. There is a reason why. If the same issue and situation, if you notice that every time you turn around, you're losing friends, you're getting into it with people, or just some like messed up stuff are constantly happening to you, then my dear, I really need you to understand this is a genuine wake up call with love, that the common denominator is you. Is you. And it's not something that it can be fixed. I want you to understand that it can be retweaked, it can be realigned, it can be worked on to attract or do something different. You keep attracting the same boyfriends and girlfriends out here who got the same low standard mentality of just low vibing, and you can't understand why this connection or attraction keeps happening. And even though this isn't how they first revealed themselves to you, in the end, after dating for a while, you begin to see that it's the same frequency, or like I said, the same energy that it keeps coming towards your way. The common denominator. I need you to seriously. It's not even about an ego. Set the ego aside and just be open with an open heart and open mind, that the common denominator has to be something with you. And it's time to do a shift. It's time to do something different. Because again, if what you've been doing has not been working, my dear, it is time to do something else, my dear. Because one thing is for sure, this world is filled with abundance. And if you are able to see that, matter of fact, here, this is what I'm going to do. I know this video is going to be long, but I don't care. I want to know why. I'm in my bliss. That's why. And there's a message that was supposed to be delivered to someone right now, and I want them to receive it. That was my intention when I do mindfulness in all that I do. And there's a reason for why I have to do what I have to do and how I do it. I was telling people there's a reason why I wear particular colors on particular days of the week, or why I paint my nails a certain color and all that. There's a mindfulness in what I do because I learn how to flow with the recipe of life. And so I share this with you to know that whoever's supposed to receive this message, it's all right. So wherever you are right now, wait a minute. If you're driving, this is not for you. You listen to this when you can sit in quiet, and when you're in solitude to do what you need to do in peace and calm. You keep driving if you just driving. But if you are in a safe, secure, quiet place, my dear, close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close your eyes and begin taking some nice deep breaths in your inhaling through your nose and exhaling through open mouth. Inhale and exhale. Releasing all the stale energy of the day. And inhale. Expand the belly button and exhale. Let the belly button go towards your back. One more time. Inhale and exhale. And I want you to take some time right now to connect to what I'm saying. Continue with your breaths, inhaling and exhaling. And I want you to see yourself in a vast park, beautiful, lush green park filled with trees, shrubbery, bushes, flowers, birds, all things connected to nature. Inhale and exhale. And in looking and experiencing in this park and seeing all the beauty of nature, know that there is an abundance of grass. There's an abundance of trees. There's an abundance of leaves, stems, roots, all working with that tree. There is an abundance of different species of birds. There is an abundance of flowers surrounding you and in this park because there's an abundance of all things. This picture of this beautiful, abundant park is a reminder that abundance is around you, my dear. Take a nice deep inhale and exhale. And visually seeing the abundance that is surrounding you is your personal reminder that abundance surrounds you and that you deserve abundance because abundance was provided to you. The air you breathe, abundant. The space, abundant. The sun's heat, abundant. The clouds in the sky, abundant. Again, abundance surrounds you. And as we have now left 2024, the time has come to ask yourself, are you ready for your abundance? And if so, receive it well. And again, when you need a reminder of how to step into your abundance, take a nice deep inhale. Exhale. And look outside to all the abundant life source, birds, trees, grass, leaves, air that surrounds you. It is waiting for you. It is for you. And accept it. See it. Feel it. Embrace it. Feel in gratitude for it. Knowing that if you are able to see, hear, feel, touch, it is yours. And so it is. Amen and thank you. Take a nice deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Come through. I'm glad I did that. I've been doing a whole lot of freestyling around here, I guess. You know what? I'm about to do one more too. So, one of the things that I always say is shine your light. because you never know who you may inspire, my dear. And so, one thing is for sure, as we venture off into this 2025 with a new journey, a new adventure, new eyes, new ears to hear and experience as we thrive in 2025, I want you to know that you never know who may be watching and who you may be inspiring. So, please, with abundance of love and light, shine your light. And very poetic to what I just did with that quick meditation, which will also be a part of the 8-week course meditation session, so you know how to embrace and get connected to those messages come through. I leave you with this. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright, blessed day, the dark, sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Mm-hmm. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, say, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh, yes, I do. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh, yeah, yeah, yes. Yeah. Come through. That was nice. That was an impromptu too. So, yes, again, this wonderful world is filled with changes. We are ushering in a new time. We're ushering in a new president. We are ushering in a lot of new energy. My dear, are you ready to receive it? Are you ready to change with it? Are you able to flow throughout it? And if your answer is a no or even a maybe, it's time to do something different and holler at your girl so we can do energy fitness. I want you to be as strong internally as well as externally to be ready to flow and embrace. Be ready with your hands open and embrace the abundance, ready to come flowing and attracting straight to you, my dear. All right, that's enough. I don't know how long I've been on here, but for sure it was needed. I was told time for me to get back on here. And so even though I've been so busy planning for parties, soirees, book signings, book writing books, book tours, and all kinds of things, and still in my creative nature, I am so grateful that I took the time for this New Year Clarity Report and deliver you the message that Spirit needed me to give to you. And so, my dear, know that you are okay. You are right on time. You where you need to be. Whatever this this anguish is with this 9 of Swords, whatever this 5 of Sword energy is with this conflict, Know that it is okay, my dear. You can make the choice to do something different starting right now. It's not about giving them the power and control over you to constantly be worrying all throughout the night of what somebody's actions are. My question to you is, what actions are you taking and how are you accountable in that situation? And what are you doing right now to get yourself free and liberation from that situation or that person? Come through. We also have 10th house about the parents. Remember, it's all good. Provide the support you can right now in this space, in this place. Or if you know someone who are dealing with changes with their parents and you can offer some support and help with supporting them and providing positive energy and love for them in this transition, then be open to do that as well. And Leo, remember, it's time to express yourself. You have magical, creative energy all around you, my dear. It's time to utilize that. This is new moon energy. Remember, utilize new projects, new ideas, new insight on anything that has been in your wheelhouse for so long. This is the time to think about what is your intention for this thing, and are you ready to share with the world? If you're not ready to share with the world, what can you do now to prep it and continue so you can finish this project so that it's ready to be shared with the world? And if you need help with that, please go ahead and get a mentor. It's time. It's time. A mentor can definitely offer you support, strategies to get you along the way on this path. Sometimes you need an outside source to help you along and being more strategic with your time, strategic with your energy. And guess what? If you need help with that, by all means, get a planner, your Clarity Queen weekly planner, so you can plan accordingly, writing out what you need, working with universal energy on the particular days you're supposed to. There's a reason why I'm over here talking to you on a Wednesday. It's a day of communication. So I've talked to my girlfriends, I've talked to people, I'm talking to you. Please recognize that and know that you have the capability of working with Source. Source is here to offer love, compassion, forgiveness, and a step by step of trust and faith, a path that is along that of trust and faith. If you believe, my dear, if that is what your belief system is, it is there for you. Trust, Source got your back as well as your spiritual team, your guides, your angels, your ancestors. Holler. Holler at them and get them on your team. Talk to them. Holler at your girl if you need some help on how to communicate with them. Because feeling unfulfilled, yeah, got to do something different. That doesn't help you, your energy, or if you're around family members or even your children. That is an energy that can be totally um, it can be passed on. Know that. That is energy that can be transferred. Even though that may not have been your intention, guess what? Children are little tape recorders. They are watching you and they can feel you. If nothing else, I really need you to understand this. Kids are the most purest sense of energy out here. They really are. They come here with an openness and an innocence. And so it's not until parents and school systems and peers start talking and teaching that they start taking on these traits of habits and things of that magnitude. And so in that innocence, they are the closest connection to source. And you, my dear, have to find your childlike energy to reconnect if you find yourself being disconnected. But either way it goes, holler at your girl if you need some help with that. That's in the course as well. We also have transporters. Sometimes it is time to go on a trip, a short trip, whatever needs to be done so you can see and experience something new in your life, to create inspiration, to give you the quiet time you need in reflecting, in resetting. Again, utilize these retrogrades right now to figure out what is the best step, plan of action you need to thrive in 2025. You have good luck on your side. You have perseverance. You are where you're supposed to be in this right particular time. This reading that I'm doing right now, guess what? It's a timeless reading. It is a timeless reading. And so when the messenger gets to speak a message and it's received by the recipient of that message, that has nothing to do with me. That is not my time. That is not my genius. That is not my job. You are supposed to hear this message when you are supposed to receive this message. And hear me when I say it is given and delivered in pure love. And I, again, am sending positive energy that you recognize the abundance that is within you, my dear, and go out here and attract that shit. You deserve it, my dear. Yes, you do. You deserve it just like I deserve it. It's all right. It's a beautiful thing. Come through. All right, I'm done. I'm out. I got stuff to do because guess what? This girl has some more stuff to do and prepare for. And I'm excited for this new journey that I am in 2025. So your girl's on tour. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And so once again, as always, shine your light, my dear. Enjoy this thriving in 2025. All information is going to be down below. And when you like this message, when you see this message, please provide some love, reciprocate some love, hit the thumbs up, and subscribe to this channel if you have not done that already, my dear. It helps me. It's beautiful energy. It's free. It's real simple, and it helps me in this whole YouTube world, okay? But it definitely is reciprocated of energy, and I appreciate you, and I appreciate positive energy. Know that. And so, take care, enjoy. She will be back because that's for sure. With this podcast, now I got to do it every week. That's it. That's all. That's all I can do. It has to be done. And I mean that. That's my new project for the year. I got my goals. Do you? Okay. Enjoy. Take care. And like I said, everything would be down below. Subscribe, like, see you soon. All right. Bye.